Hey, what's up, Print Hustlers? It's Luke from Printavo. Today I have 10 tips for merch. We've seen a lot of really cool stores do a lot of really cool things with Printavo merch, selling merchandise for all kinds of bars, restaurants, breweries, and all kinds of other cool organizations that I can't think of that are just incredible. So this is really a great opportunity for you to reach out to customers that you've always wanted. But I think I should give you some really practical tips, so let's dive right in. Tip number one, use the countdown timer. As you can see here in Printavo merch, we have a countdown timer that you can use, and this really creates a sense of urgency for people. Like, they really want to buy when they realize, oh my gosh, there's only 16 days to get this stuff. Now, you may or may not actually only have 16 days to, sell this stuff. That's up to you. But the point is that this creates a real sense of urgency, and there's data to back this up. We've actually seen a 170% difference in sales between stores that do use this and don't use this. The stores that use this sell 170% more, so use it. Seriously, it's easy. You can just click into Printavo merch right here and turn it on. I'll show you how. So you're going to want to go into merch first. You're going to want to find the store that you want to work on. This is our employee fundraiser. And then what I'm going to do is go to more actions, go to settings, and then right here, under store information, there's close date and time. So what you can do there is display a countdown timer. And you can choose the date, choose the time, even choose the time zone, and turn that countdown timer on or off. You can also automatically close the store if you want to. You don't have to do that, but you can definitely use that countdown timer to your advantage, so go for it. Tip number two is keep the products to fewer than 9. We've found that stores sell like 50% more when they have fewer than 9 products. And we know that sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. People have analysis paralysis, and if they see 9 things, then they think they can make a choice, right? So what we mean by fewer than 9 things is, you can have a lot of different colors and styles and things, but you really want to keep that front page simple so that people have the fewest possible options. There's a second benefit to this too, I should say, which is that it makes it much simpler to fulfill and actually print and produce the store. So definitely keep that to a minimum. The third thing I want to talk about is setting yourself up for success. And that means practically, here's the third tip, you want to choose one style of t-shirt, one color of ink, and one design. Now, you don't have to do this, but it's so much easier if you do that. Now, you can get a little more complicated. Maybe you want to print one design for each business you support, or maybe you want to print a couple different color, interesting prints that you just want to do. You don't have to follow these rules, but the truth is the simpler you keep it, the easier it is to do and the more profitable it is. Now, I'm going to show you an example from Dave from Northeast Apparel, and what he did was he just kept it super simple. He uses dark shirts, dark inks, everything's really easy, super simple for their shop to fulfill. And he just keeps screens for each business around. He just burns them and keeps them around. So, he's got 30, 40 screens for each of these businesses. Now, the fifth tip is that you can embed merch into your site in clever ways. And I don't mean that you can put merch into your website. What I mean is that you can link to it from your website in really cool ways. Now, I'm going to show you Dave's website that I was just talking about, and what he does is he just has a picture in this grid of each shirt that he's making for each business, and when you click it, it takes you straight to his product in merch. So that's super cool. He never even has you go straight to the front page of merch. You're just instantly brought to the product page. You add it to your cart. You do your shopping. You do your thing. It's super clever and easy. I really think that's a great tip. So if you don't want to have a merch store, or you just want to have a super short, easy way for people to go from your website straight to purchasing, you can do it that way. Just have a picture that's a link straight to a product. Super quick. The fifth tip is to use formatting and HTML in your stores. Now, this is actually really easy to do. You don't have to be a code genius or a wizard or anything at all, but you can really make your stores look so much better if you just use a little bit of HTML. Now, this store is from a month ago, and that was before our engineering team was super fast, put images in. But you can have responsive images in your store if you'd like. You can add HTML to do links from the store description. You can have bold, italics, underline. You can put different pictures in. And really, this is the coolest thing. You can use header tags. So we have a bunch of different header tags. It's just H1 through 6 in HTML, and I'll show you in just a second. But you can see how you can get different text to display, and I'm really a fan of this H6 text. It looks super cool. So this just has different examples of how the different header texts look. all an H tag is, it's just a header tag. So if we go in the store and look at where you edit this, it's under your store description. So from your merch backend, that looks like this. And you just hit more actions, settings, and right here you've got your description. So you can see there's just a little bit of HTML here to spice things up, and that will turn this here into this. So for that image tag, this is a super cool tip. If you want to add an image to a merch store, you're going to add this code right here, and then you're going to add a class equals image responsive in the image tag, and that will make you able to put an image in the merch store that will like resize on anything, like be it mobile or desktop, wherever. But really, you don't even need to do that anymore because we have the banner feature right there. And the really cool thing about the banner is the banner shows up across like all your social media platforms when you share this on Facebook or Twitter or wherever. So like that image goes right there. So if you want to have something really cool showing, you put that as your banner. The sixth tip, this one's really, really important. The sixth tip is that you have to get your customers to share the merch store. And let me give you a concrete example of what I mean here, because this is really cool. Some of you have probably heard of Lucky Prints. We did a webinar with them. They're definitely our buddies here in Chicago. They're just awesome people. They are doing a lot of fundraisers with merch. So they're doing them for pretty big breweries, restaurants, bars, different companies that are really popular in Chicago that are actually really beloved by the local community. And if you look at Lucky Prints Instagram, you see they have a really healthy number of followers. They have 2,600 followers. They're doing really well. If you look at the company that they print for, or one of the companies they ran a fundraiser for, Half Acre, you can see that they have almost 75,000 followers. This is a really, really popular company here in Chicago. Everybody knows Half Acre. Everybody loves them. And if you look at their site, you go down, and right away you see some of Lucky Prints shirts right there with 646 likes, just absolutely killing it. And, Lucky Prints has dozens of other stores that they're helping. This is the really simple thing here that you should do is if you find a business that you love, and people in your community probably love them too, get them to share the shirt, get them to share the merch store. They're the ones with the leverage, they're the ones with the sway, so definitely push them to do that. If they're not on Instagram, maybe get them on Instagram, write them some posts, write them some texts, write them some emails. You can do this for them, make it really easy, so definitely get them to market it for you. That's what you want. Oh, and one more thing. That goes for every type of organization. It doesn't have to be a bar or a brewery or something like that. It could be a team, it could be a school, it could be anybody that's missing their tribe right now. So think about that. Another thing I want to show you is just fundraising. You should fundraise really hard right now. How you want to administer that and do that is all up to you. Some people are just cutting checks. I really suggest personally requiring PayPal and just paying it out through PayPal. Make it easy on yourself, make it easy on them. Call PayPal before you start doing this, by the way, so that they don't lock your accounts. It's really important, big tip. Thanks to Cedar City House of Print for that one. Fundraise super hard. We have these really nice fundraisers here. The bar just goes up as you fundraise, and these really do spur people into action. They make people feel good about what they're doing, and they make them feel like they're part of something right now, which they desperately need to feel. So really go all in on this fundraising. But keep the fundraising simple. If you want to just donate $10 per shirt, do that. If you want to get a little more granular and maybe donate, a little bit more or less per product, that's cool. You can do that too. Let me show you that in merch because I think it's neat. Here I am in the back end of my Rosati's store that we're using to show you guys cool stuff. And what I'm going to do with fundraising on the product level is go to products. I'm going to click on my tote bag. And what I can do is actually use a custom fundraising amount and set it to be a percentage. So let's say this tote bag's $15. So we want to collect $5 of every tote bag sold instead of 10. So then we'll collect 5 that way. And then we save it, and that's done. And that just works on the back end and is live as soon as you set it. Instead of just having to do the math in a spreadsheet or something, Printavo does it for you. That feature, I gotta give credit to the engineering team for that one. That one is killer. That seems really handy. So, wow, check that out. And fundraise hard. Seriously, go for it. My next tip is sort of a practical nuts and bolts tip, and that is set minimums to fulfill orders. You can do this all kinds of different ways. You could have a dollar amount, like maybe if you reach $500 in sales, then you actually do the printing and fulfillment. But Stephen Ferry from Campus Ink has a great rule of thumb that he uses, which is 24 orders per design. So if you have 3 designs in your shop, you're going to need 24 orders for each of those designs before you fulfill and print the orders. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And the reason you do that is because that's about the point where like you're getting a good return on your investment kind of no matter what happens in the printing process, just because the sheer volume and cost of operating your shop at about 24 per design, it starts to make sense. Before that, if it's the only thing you got going on, it's the only thing you got going on. But we really suggest having a nice minimum to fulfill. You can do this, you can implement minimums different ways too. It doesn't always have to be just based on the number of pieces. You could do it by time. Maybe you fulfill every 2 or 3 weeks. You could put that in your store description. That's up to you. For my last tip, I think what you need to do right now is go to the media. Find someone in your community who's connected to the media, who knows a journalist or someone who is an influencer that you can connect with, and make some noise about what you're doing. Barrel Maker in Chicago did something awesome. They've made a bunch of different shirts, just like Lucky Prints, for tons of cool businesses that people love here. And already you can see you've got a really big article from Time Out talking about them and what they're doing. There's awesome quotes. I'm sure they're just getting tons of business from this. They're talking about how cool Barrel Maker is and how like great the thing is they're doing for their community. So if you can get into the media, get some of that PR going, get some of that free media airtime, like get it done. That will be really valuable and that will pay off for you in the long run. All right, Printed Hustlers, I hope this helps. Let me know some of your tips. Drop them down in a comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe. That really helps us out, helps our videos get seen by more people. And just as a bonus tip, check out my article about online stores. I'm going to link it in the bio. It's really long. It's got a lot of resources and a lot of other tips that will help you out. All right. Have a good one, Print Hustlers. Keep pushing.